Hi friends, it's Drayton with World's Greatest Kiting. This is the second of a three-part series of interviews conducted with the kite flyers with the 2017 Saudi Arabia Sky Festival. I hope you enjoy and happy flying. David Colbert, tell me what you do with kites.
I make people smile.
That's right, he does. And he makes kites. You gotta see this guy's kites, man. He's got a really incredible talent for making kites. What did you think about this trip?
It was absolutely fabulous. It was the most amazing, eye-opening awakening to come over here and realize how great and how friendly the Saudi people are.
Yeah, wouldn't it really? It was a really special trip.
It was amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming along. It's really great to get to know you.
It was my pleasure and my honor.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Well, we'll see you next time.
My wife said she was really glad that I came on this, even though she couldn't come, because she said, for you, food for the soul.
Yeah, it really was. Truly.
Yeah.
Truly was. This is our main man here, Qasim. Qasim has been hanging out with us all week. He's been helping us out. He took us around town today. I'm having a great time with this guy. Tell us, what do you think about all these crazy kiters you've been hanging out with?
They are really crazy. They made our fly happy. We are really happy here. Everybody was like crazy about what they saw. And thank you guys. Thank you guys for everything.
Yeah, well, thank you for hanging out with us all week. It's been really cool getting to know you.
This is our pleasure to do it.
Good.
Thank you
See
guys.
You next time.
See ya. Yeah, sure. Peace.
Pete Dolphin. Pete, you got all kinds of kites. What's your favorite type of kites you get into?
Well, I like them depending on what the situation is, but the rainbow seems to be the crowd pleaser, and everybody enjoys flying it.
Man, the famous rainbow.
Yeah.
Gosh, that was so fun.
Yeah, that kite is actually about 25 years old. I tried to make a replacement, and I did, but it didn't fly.
Well, at least this one did. These guys had a great time with that rainbow.
Oh, yeah.
So what did you think about Saudi Arabia?
Oh man, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, just to be able to come to a place where and show them things they've never seen, and all this new experiences for them. This country didn't have this freedom and openness, and it's really exciting to see that now.
It is. It's really cool to hang out with you this week and get to know you and everybody else. So.
Yeah, I'm real happy I came.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we'll see you next time.
Oh, I hope so.
This is Jose Sainz. This is I've known Jose for a long time. I have a lot of respect for this guy. Jose, tell everybody what kind of kites do you get into?
Well, over my years of kite making, I've been trying to experience as many different kites as I can, not only flying them but making them. So normally I started with ripstop kites, anywhere from small to 2-foot size to 23 feet tall. But lately I've been trying to get into, or I have been getting into making kites the traditional way with using natural material, paper and bamboo. I've collected paper over the years on my travels, and thanks to Mikio Toki, my mentor in splitting and shaping bamboo, I started to experience with smaller kites. And also, at the same time, I'm looking for different ways to put graphics on kites. That includes painting, or I've done a cooperative with henna artists from Washington that has put on some artwork on the kite that I constructed as a cooperative. It's just looking for different materials, and even on the ripstop materials, I also look to combine not natural materials, but like fabric that's like organza and ripstop. So I try to do it all as much as I can.
Jose is a true artist in kiting. What did you think about our experience here in Saudi?
Well, I was I was questioning just the fact that whether I could come this far and make a difference on just by using kites and being a portion of the world where I have never been to. I wanted to experience the culture and then reach people with the magic of kites. I mean, a smile is just universal. So when you present some of what you do and people have no idea that this can be actually done and put into flight, it's to me it's a big step in bringing that world together using kites or using the beauty of kites, you know, to present not necessarily your art, but your visions in what you do with kites. And especially here, it was so well appreciated that anything from a small kite to a huge kite, very appreciative. Everybody wanted to know more about it, and I think that's what we accomplished. And then, you know, merging the whole world of different types of kites that we all do. The kite boarders, for instance, was an amazing experience to be able to work with them and share what we do. I mean, obviously, I didn't get on a kite board, but I enjoyed just interacting with them and doing things that I could kind of tease them into playing with what I do. Banners, for instance. I mean, they're in the water, and you know, I decided, well, why not? Let's just give them something that they can do with that obstacle. And for these guys, I mean,
playground.
The world is a playground. So if I throw anything out there, they're gonna attack it like it's fun.
Yeah.
And you know, that brought a smile to my face and something totally new that I haven't done before. So.
Yeah. Well, it's really cool to be around you and learn some things. I always learn something new from you, and there's always some kind of new kite that he pulls out that is, he's got a beautiful talent, beautiful kites. It's always good to be around you, Jose.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You know, it's been a few years now that we've known each other, and again, it's always a very comfortable feeling, and again, all because of kites. You know, we wouldn't have known each other other than that, and you know, here we are halfway across the world, you know, and doing it together. So I appreciate that.
Until next time.
All right.
Speaking of it,
this is my new friend Rod Thrall. Rod, tell me what your favorite types of kites are.
Anything big. Big show kites are what I fly mostly. I mean, I fly quads and I fly other small single lines, but mostly what comes out of my bag are the big show kites.
Yeah.
I started flying them, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, and just I enjoy putting on a show. So that's what I do.
Right on. So what did you think about this trip?
I was sitting this morning reflecting on this trip, and I really can't put into words what it's been like. It has been incredible. The people are incredible. The team that was put together to come here and fly kites was. I have enjoyed many of the people I knew by reputation and had heard and seen their stuff on Facebook and here and there. And to actually be able to meet them and fly with them and get to know them this week has been incredible, including you. I've had a ball. Blake Pelton. I've known him for several years, met him a couple different times, but this trip we've actually been able to sit down and talk and get to know each other and talk about the big show kites and bridling and takedown lines and this and that and the other thing. So it's been an incredible experience to meet everybody.
Yeah.
And get to know them. And to be a part of this team has just been life-changing, really. So.
Well, it's been great hanging out with you this week, and hopefully we get to do this again really soon.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. It's, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Well, I will be in a month.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you next time.
Okay, great.
Right.
Looking forward to it.
Before you walk out to get on that bus and go back to the airport and go home, I want to introduce you to World's Greatest Kiting. World's Greatest Kiting, meet Steve DeRoy.
Hello, world.
Steve, tell everybody what it is that you do with kites.
Oh man, I do everything with kites. I do single lines, dual lines, quad lines. I used to power kite. What I love to do is just put smile on people's faces. It's just, it brings warmth to my heart.
One thing this guy does to put smiles on people's faces is fly 2 revs at one time, and you should see the madness that this guy can. It's unbelievable what
Smoke
you do.
and mirrors, smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors. What'd you think of Saudi Arabia?
Wow, absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
Everybody just threw their heart on the sleeve here. Everybody's so accommodating and wonderful, family oriented, and yeah, no, it's absolutely amazing trip. I'd definitely come back. A drop of a hat, I'd be here in a second.
Cool. Well, it's great hanging.
Thanks, man.
See you next time.
Cheers.
We met earlier in this week, or I introduced you to Blake earlier in the week, but Blake, tell World's Greatest Kiting crew here what it is that you do with kites. What's your favorite kiting? What do you get into?
Well, first of all, it's an honor to be on World's Greatest Kiting. Thanks for having me, buddy.
You bet.
Making me feel important here. I've been involved in every aspect of kiting you can imagine. I've competed with fighter kites. I've flown the biggest kites in the world. I've competed in sport kites and quad line and indoor, and I helped develop and test and tune big show kites, single line kites, and now into paragliding and paramotoring and different kinds of air sports like that. So kiteboarding, kite surfing, buggying, landboarding, snow kiting. I do all of it, and I want to learn it all, and I'm a big believer that all kiting improves all kiting. So
yeah, he really does do everything there is to do with kiting. Tell us about your nonprofit.
Yeah, so I work with an organization called Project Airtime, and my neighbor actually is the founder of it. His name is Chris Santacroce, and our objective is just to take everybody flying on paragliders primarily, and people with spinal cord injuries or wounded veterans or anybody that can't walk or has some sort of disability. We reach out to them, and they reach out to us, and we get them in the sky and show them that the sky's the limit. Yeah.
Well, Blake, tell us also, what do you think about Saudi Arabia? Now that we've been here and experienced this kingdom, what do you think about this place?
Well, the people and the treatment has been amazing. They've treated us like kings, obviously. You've been part of that. The food has been incredible. And it's a completely different culture than we're used to. And my favorite part about traveling and seeing the world is leaving my comfort zone. And we did that here.
Yeah.
So it's and we learn about things through the media, and it's so inaccurate. And then I have always believed that traveling is the best education that you can get, and go and actually be there and experience things for yourself, experience a different culture, a different way of thinking, and it just makes us smarter and wiser, I think. Yeah.
Agreed. Well, like I say to everybody here, it's really cool to be able to hang out with you for a week. I cherish the time I get to spend with this guy and everybody else in this team, and many others out there. There's a lot of people that should have been here but couldn't, and I'm really glad that you made it out here. It's great to spend some time with you again.
Great, and thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah.
Until
the
next time.
feeling is mutual.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
This is Steve Tipton. Steve, tell everyone at World's Greatest Kiting, what kind of kites do you get into?
Well, I like the big show kites. I like the really big kites, but I like single line fly sport kites as well.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite of your show kites?
Oh boy. Well, I basically crew for other guys, so I don't own anything yet. But I've got my eye on a few.
Yeah. Well, what did you think? What was your experience like here in this kingdom of Saudi Arabia?
Well, I think the thing that I appreciated most is that all the stereotypes that we tend to have get shattered when you have an opportunity to do something like this. I was really taken by the warmth of the people, just the wonder of it all. It was tremendous.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to hanging out with you again and doing another adventure with you.
It's been a pleasure. It's really been a pleasure to meet you and get to know you.
Well, likewise.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Yeah, right on. Okay, I'm sitting here with my new friend, Don, or Doc. Everyone calls him Doc. Don Counts. Doc, tell me about your kites. What kind of kites do you get into? What's your favorite type of kites?
My favorite type of kites right now are single line and figure kites. More like inflatable fish, large foils, spinning the large spinners, the 90-foot spin socks. I started out mainly as a team flying from Team Cyborg from the Pacific Northwest in Northern Oregon. And there was a 6-man team, and then Mike Sterling from making the Cyborg kite. And then after a couple of years of flying that, but then just started more with the smaller single line kites.
Doc had some really cool kites out there this weekend. And now, Doc, tell me what you think about Saudi Arabia now that we've been here for a couple of days. What's your feelings on this?
Well, this is one of the most amazing festivals that I've been to. It's mainly because of the people. And I was really kind of surprised and set back how approachable they were, the questions that they were asking. Most of them have never seen anything like this before, and kind of wondering, well, what are you doing here? How come you were doing this, and why are you here?
Yeah.
And we tell them that it's more peace, love, family, getting together, doing something as a family, and just trying to get along.
Yeah.
Or something like that, but they were quite surprised on how much that the Americans were forthcoming, giving, and just if you doing something really interesting and don't force it, they're so curious that they'll come up and just ask you all kinds of questions, bring you a bottle of water, and bring their kids over and have a really ball doing it.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for talking to us, Doc. Okay. I'm glad to be able to introduce you to him. He's a really special guy. Had some really cool kites out there, and I appreciate the time I got to spend getting to know you and flying your kites.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Now, a lot of you guys have seen this guy. You know this guy. This is my longtime friend, my kite brother, Scott Weeder. So, Scott, tell me about your role in kiting. What do you do in kiting?
I'm a sport kite guy. I fly sport kites. Pretty much, I'm learning single lines. I always said when I grow up, I'm going to learn how to make and fly single line kites.
So, tell me what your experience has been here in Saudi Arabia.
Wow, amazing. Just the process of getting here and talking to the organization about getting here is one that I've experienced with multiple times, and it's kites. How do you explain the magic of kites to somebody? Rami's called the kite structures. So it was like we had a 55-inch screen with some stuff going on, and he said, I seen enough video. He turned his back to it and he wanted to know the humans. That process alone, never mind getting here physically, was magic. And so being here, magic. And kiters will know of that magic, and when it happens, it happens. You just have to be there and be ready for it. And it's bigger than you ever even thought. So amazing experience.
Yeah, we've done a lot of traveling together with kiting, and had a lot of international and domestic events, a lot of kite festivals together. Scott's always one of the special people out there, great leader. I really appreciate spending time with you again, Scott. It's always an honor to do that. Yeah.
Well, I met Drayton. I met you, if you remember correctly. We were in the United Arab Emirates in
That's true.
Doha, Qatar.
Yep.
And I immediately felt like I knew your soul, and I say it. I have a man crush. This guy's not only handsome, but he totally has a heart that we all strive for.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Scott. Love hanging out with you, man.
Thanks for having me, and world's greatest kite coming at you.
So I'm here, my friend Rolf Zimmerman. Rolf, what is your role in kiting?
Oh, the role in kiting is realize new ideas, create new things, fly them all around the world, spread them out all around the world by selling to customers, and realize the next idea, whatever it is.
So we're in Dubai right now, but what was your experience like in Saudi Arabia this week with the whole crew?
Saudi Arabia was a really good festival. It was a very nice area. It was a very good bunch of people there, and we had a lot of fun.
That was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I'm glad I got to get to know you a little bit out there. You had some. This guy has some amazing kites. Hopefully, you guys get to see him fly, because it's one thing to see photos and videos of him online, like you've already seen in these videos, but to see him in person is a totally different story. Nice work.
I think it's not only me. I think you're more talking about the kites. Huh?
The kites, well, and this guy.
Sure, you have to.
Yeah. This is my friend Tony Jetlin. Tony, tell me your role in kiting.
To fly other people's kites.
You got some big kites too.
Yes, I do. From Rolf Zimmerman, of course, the best.
Well, those aren't the only. You got a lot of cool kites, and you're always on the flying. You also teach people to fly.
Yes, I do.
Tony's a lot of times found at the flying field where he's teaching people, and he's very good at that.
Thank you.
So what did you think about your experience in Saudi Arabia? What did you think about Saudi itself?
Saudi Arabia is just beautiful. The people, the hearts, the friendliness. Everybody says hello to you. They're gracious, they're kind, giving. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Very cool. It was great hanging out with you this week, Tony.
Thank you, great. It was awesome hanging out with you too.
Thanks.